All right.
Well, it's midnight, damn right, we're wound up too tight. I got a fist full of whiskey, the bottle just bit me. Oh, that shit makes me batshit crazy. We got no fear, no doubt, all in balls out. We're going up tonight. We're going till the world stops turning while we burn it to the ground.
Hello?
Oh, I got his ass now.
You have to be fast in the track.
I hate that guy.
Drunk quick.
Change the rest of your life.
Go on to my best, and whatever happens then, it's good.
My butthole got stretched a little bit. And
I got a tight little butt.
I'm about to light this shit up.
Let's fucking go, baby. We're back with Chatter Radio this week. Stoked for this show today, actually. Chatter Radio number 15. We're going to check in about Alabama. Sweet home Alabama, baby. We have a weekly golf check-in. Big week in Tori's golf career last week. We'll get to it. Get a Sylvan Social Media's check-in. And today on the show, we're going to do the LSKD True or False segment, but this time it's going to be about fan participation. So if you want, we're going to give away LSKD swag, a hat, and a towel. And if you want to win, call in whenever. And we're going to give you 3 true or false questions. And they're going to be about anything in BMX. If you get 2 out of the 3 right, you're going to win the swag bag. And if not, you unfortunately don't win it, and someone else can call in and win it. So big show today. Big show.
Big show. Gotta love that we're doing a giveaway. Gotta love that it's I think there's a big show because we got a race to talk about. How good does it feel? It feels so good when we got a race to talk about, break down some performances, talk about all that happened. I think people like that the most. I think we like that the most. And so why not do it with a giveaway on the show as well? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. And yeah, I mean, LSKD stuff's just awesome. So I wouldn't want it.
LSK, should we just talk about the LSKD stuff right now? I think we should just talk about it right now.
Absolutely.
If for all you people that are listening that they don't know what the giveaway is going to be, it's LSKD. It's an Australian owned and operated lifestyle brand that prides itself in producing high quality sportswear and streetwear products to get you out there chasing the vibe. We told you this, guys. You got to use that code CChatter10. Go get 10% off your next order. Go get your hands on the men's rep shorts. They're the most versatile shorts they have, with 4-way premium stretch recycled polyester fabric and inner leg mesh panels. It's a mouthful, but let me tell you, when it's in between your legs, it feels great. So just remember, they're the MVP of performance shorts. Go get your hands on some.
Yep. Stuff's great. We've talked about it many times, but it just feels awesome. It's built for athletes like us. It's built for action sport people. And it's nice to train in, nice to chill in. It's good. It's good all the way around, Like it's just, you get the best of every world, I feel like, with the clothes.
It's a really good feeling when you can train in clothes that you'd go chill in after the fact
100%.
too. It's something you can go train it.
Yeah.
And then you can go straight to lunch and you still feel good. I hate when I'm wearing something that, I wear to the gym because it's my old clothes. It's your old shirt that you don't want to get, that you don't care if you get sweaty. But then you go to lunch on the way home and you don't really like that you're wearing it. Like, I hate that feeling. I want to be able to be comfortable with what I'm wearing and feel good when I'm wearing both places.
100%. Like Mitchie says in the chat, amazing shorts. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in the chat, people. We see you. Miss A can't call in while at work. You know what? Thanks for listening while at work. That's the dedication we want to see.
That's a dedication. That's what you bring it on. All places, all times, we're here to offer you some entertainment.
Yeah, the boss is going to come over. What are you watching? You're just going to see us 2 assholes talking on Zoom.
He's not going to believe it. What is this crap?
Yeah, what is this crap?
This is crap.
ProGate Europe winning starts the Great Gate. Joris had a couple great starts on the weekend. The first day was especially good, and yeah, it's because Pro Gate Europe's just the best gate in the world.
Because that's what he practices on, and that's just has a pro gate. It's incredible how that guy can just continuously just win, first of all, but have that fast of gates in the finals when it counts. He's so good at putting together when it really matters. And I'm not saying he wasn't fast the rest of the day, but the fact that he seems to be putting out the heater on that main event is just extremely impressive.
Like him and Connor are so impressive, both of them, that they're just able every weekend to just both of them be battling for first literally every fucking race. It's crazy. Like they rarely have a race where they're not both battling for the whole shot and the win. It just hardly ever happens.
It's frustrating to be a competitor and see that, because there's other guys that have on weekends, have off weekends, and it happens. But it's like there's something about those guys where it's like, specifically at the USA BMX races, Supercross or flat hill, it doesn't matter. Specifically at those ones, they seem to always be on it. It's like they know that that's their series where the big title is up for grabs at the end of the year, and they've trained themselves to perform well at those races, and they clearly do. It's frustrating to see when you want to be the guy doing it, but it's very impressive.
It's really impressive. Because in the US tracks too, there's very little room for error. If you're a little bit later, you tap it, you can get cut off pretty easily. And there's every weekend, every race, every main, there's good starters. So yeah, it's just impressive that weekend after weekend they're able to keep winning.
Yeah. Well, hopping kind of from what you just said into kind of the track, the Alabama track, the Circle City Nationals track, man, talk about a flat start, a flat gate. The gate to the first jump was just an absolute grind. And it was one of those ones where if you were off balance out of the gate, meaning like your body's off to the side a little bit, your front wheel's a little bit low, if you're just not in that perfect sprint form, you were completely just exposed to the elements, meaning like you couldn't get the drive and you just got smoked. And in practice, I had that a few times, and it was incredible how much ground you lost if you were that little bit off balance.
You're really exposed on a hill like that if you don't come out clean. Like every ounce of momentum on a hill like that when it's so flat. And if you tap the gate or you're a little bit late or something, it's very easy to get chopped. Especially if you hit it and you don't get a good drive. It's tough. Like you're pretty fucked.
Oh, big time. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Like it feels like you're like, okay. As soon as you go to put power down when you're off balance, it's like, I can't put power down and I'm stuck and I'm just getting, people are just blown by me. That's what it feels like in the moment.
It looked Nashville-esque to me.
Very much so in my mind too. It had that long first straight, long downhill, like slightly downhill, but very flat the whole way. It had that feeling to it. It was just missing. It was missing some of that big open up sprint that Nashville has, because the first jump hit and then it was basically just 4 jumps into the turn where you were gaining a little bit of speed, but it was more maintaining and just working over the jumps, instead of where Nashville, you get that huge sprint after the drop down and then that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, I got his ass now.
Yeah. And the first turn looked really small.
It did.
It looked fucking tiny.
It did. I'll be honest. So before the weekend, I was actually like concerned, like how dangerous it would be. And I thought it was going to be very dangerous. And I thought there was going to be a lot of carnage there, unfortunately. I was surprised how it worked out. I think because there wasn't as much pedaling over the jumps as like kind of originally expected. So you didn't have as much speed into the turn. It worked out okay. But I think also everyone realized that you had to be like very cautious, because when you were in first going to that first turn, if you were battling, it got skinny.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I think it was junior men on Sunday. I don't know who it was, but they went to carve around someone in the first turn and just washed out. I can't remember who it was. Did you see the junior main on Sunday?
I did see the main. I don't know who it was. I want to say he was riding he was black and gray gear radio.
Honestly, I don't know, because I watched on Instagram without volume, just like messing through. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looked like, it's tough to get even 2 people in there by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was. I think we did a good job of handling it, to be honest, because it was small. And like I said, I thought it was going to be dangerous, and everyone seemed to make it work pretty well. It seemed like right before the tabletop, everyone kind of got into a 2 or 3 wide group.
Yeah.
And then after the tabletop, it was 2 person wide, because everyone knew they were coming into that skinny turn.
It looked like by that point, it kind of naturally separated and it just kind of worked.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, you could say it like that. It worked. It wasn't awesome. It didn't like allow for anything crazy to happen in that first turn, but it worked.
Yeah, but you know what? Like at the end of the day, you guys are racing right now. You know, like it with everything going on and stuff, and so much shit shut down. Still good on the track and USA BMX for getting a pro series going. Even, and I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, like I said, you guys are racing, so who really cares, right?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we're here to give our opinion on the track, and like I actually have there's a Chatter TV episode coming out this week.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, little one, not a crazy one, a little Chatter TV episode coming out this week. But I was getting people's opinions on the tracks just because, I mean, people love to hear their opinions. That's what we're here to give, our opinions on the track. And although I think some of the opinions of the track aren't that is awesome, that is amazing, the fact that we are racing, that's what everybody was like, that's just what we want to be doing. We just want to be here racing, and we are. So that's good. Racing,
opportunity for some money. I mean, yeah, hell yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
The track also, it didn't look very tiring. Like the lap times must have been super short, but from what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. They probably were, because you're right. It wasn't that tiring. I mean, you had the sprint to the first jump where you really grinded it out to the first jump. Once you got over that thing, it was kind of like I said, maintained. You get a pedal or two in between each jump maximum, just those maintenance pedals. After the first turn, you're basically running single file almost until the last turn almost. There's a little bit of side-by-side action coming out of the first kind of sweeper turn. Maybe got too wide maximum, but it was just like you were just sprinting. And I thought that might've been tiring, but wasn't too bad at all. And then once you got down the last straight, I mean, the legs were still fine to sprint the last straight, even though it was a little bit uphill. And I mean, it wasn't that bad at all. The worst part was finishing the lap and getting to your tall post, because you had to get up the hill.
Yep. We got Roger calling.
Okay, Roger, let's hear what you got to say. He wasn't there.
Oh, number one, Roger, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. You're calling in. I saw your comment in the chat. You're calling in for the LSKD True or False segment, aren't you?
Perhaps. Oh, and also to spill some beans.
Okay.
You know my arch rival Cam Bramer?
Yeah.
You see he went down you see how he choked the cruiser both days, and then how he crashed in 20-inch on Sunday?
No. Is he okay?
I believe he's getting a plate in his elbow, broke wrist, and I think he broke 3 ribs or 3 fingers.
Oh shit. I didn't see that. Holy crap. Yeah. Shout out to Cam Bramer, friend of the show. Hope he heals fast, man. That's gnarly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, apparently he said his bike just stopped and he went over the bars.
Oh shit.
Apparently he said he didn't even hit anybody. I was like, man, I don't know about that.
There was a few gnarly ones on the weekend I saw on social.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a wild track, especially with Connor coming on clip. What was that? I think it was quarters and semis.
Yeah, he came from behind. He came from behind really well.
Yeah. I was surprised that he came on clip twice in a row like that, though.
Yeah, no kidding. So you want to try the true or false, Roger?
Correct.
All right. All right, LSKD true or false segment. So Roger, you got to get 2 out of the 3 correct to win the hat and the towel. Okay.
Okay.
You want me to go, James? You want to start us off?
You usually start us off, T.
All right, let's pick some. Let's pick a few. All right, true or false, Roger? Lauren Reynolds' first World Cup podium was in Copenhagen 2010.
2010 Copenhagen?
Yeah.
True.
Nope, it's false.
Bum, bum. We don't have the sound effect button.
Yeah, bum, bum.
Okay, Roger, we need to go 2 for 2 here, buddy. All right, we need to go 2 for 2.
Big Roger, time to come up big, pal. Your time to shine, baby.
Your time to shine, buddy. Here we go. Next one. When Tori was a kid, he wanted to be a professional hockey player.
Well, he's Canadian, right?
Yep.
I don't know what Canadian doesn't want to be a hockey player. So I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
ding, 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 ding.
All right, Roger. 1 for the money, baby. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. True or false? Joris made 4 World Cup semis in a row before finally making a World Cup main.
So like his first 4, or is it just like 4, like the first 4 that he entered, he made the semis but didn't make the main?
Yeah.
Or is it just like 4 in a row that he didn't make the main?
Yeah, 4 in a row. So he made 4 semis in a row and didn't make the main before he finally made the main.
before his first man.
Yeah, I worded this really poorly. I just realized it made sense. All right, Roger, let me ask again. Joris made 4 World Cup semis in a row and didn't make the main, and then he finally made it on his 5th try.
Okay. That's false.
Oh, it's actually true.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
that was tough, Roger. That was tough.
oh man.
Oh, that was
Unlucky.
tough.
3 big ones right there.
Yeah, those were tough, Roger. You stuck it in. I mean, you stuck it in, pal. What could you do, man? You got 50-50 shot.
Yeah. Should have gone true.
And, hindsight's 20/20, pal. It's tough.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, thanks for playing, buddy.
James, are you gonna be in Rock Hill?
You betcha, pal. I'll be there. You going to be there too?
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be lurking.
Right on, pal. All right, well, I'll see you there then.
All right, man. Take care.
I'll see you. Take care.
Later, Roger.
Oh, that was tough. That was a tough pill to swallow for Roger. He was so close.
I thought he had it. He was breaking the question
Yeah.
down. He was making sure he understood it properly.
Yeah.
I thought he had it.
I thought he had it too.
Thought he
All
had
right.
it.
Yep. LSKD, true or false. Someone else can call in if they like and give it another crack. But yeah, back to Alabama. So Joris and Connor killed it. Cam Larson was really quick. It was on day 2 that he had a huge crash on the first straight. Lucky to be okay. Oh, we got another caller. Someone else gonna have a crack. Caller number 2.
Yo.
You're live on Chatter.
What's going on, boys? It's Mitchie.
Oh, what's up, Mitchie? How's it going, dude?
Yeah, good, bro. Just got a 15-minute break, so I was just going to call in quickly.
How's it going, pal?
Oh, mate. Yeah, hit the hay in Melbourne, got an injury now. I went for a ride on the weekend and blew my ankle.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
I went to manual, one of the first jumps at Park Orchard, and I went straight leg.
You went ass over tea kettle? Oh, what happened?
Did we lose him?
Mitchie, you there?
I thought maybe he was wondering what you meant by ass over tea kettle.
Still, yeah, I mean, the call's still going. I'll call. If you can hear us, Mitchie, call back if you want.
Call back.
But yeah, that sucks. Let's be a minute.
That's not, you hate to hear it.
Yeah, you hate to hear it. But yeah, Cam's lucky he walked away from that crash. That was pretty gnarly.
Man, it was extremely gnarly. Like, that was the highest speed section of the track right there, and the biggest drop off after that table. So, man, to come off like he did and get away with that one, holy smokes! I'm glad he's okay. That was gnarly.
All right, is this Mitchie again?
Yo, sorry, my internet was dropping out.
How'd you blow out your ankle? And what'd you do to your ankle?
So I manualed one of the first jumps at Park Orchard, so just a local track near me. And I went straight leg and just came down, unclipped, and blew my ankle.
Yuck. So what's the prognosis for recovery?
At the moment, a couple of weeks off the bike and everything. But then I was like going through my injuries with the doc, and I'm thinking about retiring. That's at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's a big decision.
Yeah, I know. I'm working with my sports psychologist as well, and seeing what the plan is to go with it now.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't want to race anymore, you could still ride for fun too if you liked, and still enjoyed the sport.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mum was like, "You don't want to bang yourself up when you're older and get a bad injury and end up like Tori."
You don't want to end up like me, Mitchie.
Yeah, so I was going to text you and talk to you about some more stuff about it.
But message me on Insta.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
We'll have to chat about it. Yeah, all good, boys. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. Chat soon.
Cheers, Mitchie.
Yeah, see you, bye.
And yeah,
let's just take a pause for a second. We need to save the LSKD true or false till we get past the section. I hate when we're in the middle of a conversation and we just get completely derailed.
All right, people. Yeah, wait till we're done talking about Alabama and call in for the trivia again. If you want to.
I love our boys. I love our regular callers. The regular callers is what keeps us going. But
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Cam's big get off, but man, he was man, he was hauling ass. He was flying to that first jump.
Yeah.
He's got that body type. He's extremely light, like small, lightweight, but extremely powerful. Man, he was making it work.
Wiry, explosive muscle, eh? Like super, like light and just really good power to weight, really wiry, really powerful. Yeah, he's fast as shit, especially on those flat hills.
Yeah, and I find his gait style to be different. I don't view it as the most efficient gait style out there, but the way that he's just so, I would consider, like you say, twitchy, fast twitch, like he just snaps it around so quickly on those pedal strokes that it's just like he makes it work.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I was thinking about gait form. So obviously with a lot of my riders, like they want to work on gait form. So working on, you know, proper movement, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at, like, it's kind of funny because you look at some super fast elites and their gait form is like really unorthodox, and it's not like you wouldn't teach it that way. And it's not super, like I bet if you talk to like a biomechanist, they'd be like, yeah, it's not an efficient movement at all, but it fucking works for him. Like look at someone like Molina. Like have you watched his gait form? It's not like, I don't want to say it's bad because it's not, but it's not, it's not like typical and how you teach it, but he's super fast. His gaits and first are lightning.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy that BMX is that way, because you took two people, someone like Joris, someone like Corbin. Corbin is a cruncher. He crunches over the handlebars. Joris is an open everything up out of the gate.
Yep.
And they're both, like, I would say they're both have like great 1-2s.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And honestly, I was just going to say, and honestly, I wouldn't teach someone to gate like Corbin's form, but it works for him. And obviously he's Corbin and he killed it in his career.
And you look at somebody like Vinny as well. I mean, Vinny's start is not what you would normally teach. You don't normally teach to lean back that far. He also, his hips are very twisted if you look from behind.
Yeah, they
and
are.
We've had a sports scientist come tell us, like, you need to be straight. You need all your efficiency very straight. And it's like, well, Vinny has one of the fastest 1-2-3s in the game. Why do I need to be straight if he's doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it works for him. So like, if you're a good coach, will look at that and be like, well, it works for you, so why would we change it? And they shouldn't change it. If someone's already that good at a starter, it works for them. And I remember when we were working on mine, like obviously I worked a lot with PH and we worked with some biomechanists and stuff. And there's definitely a baseline of the general movement, but then you have to find those last details for you. And those last details, you know, pedal height, your wrists, how far you're leaning back, kind of how you delay your first pedal, all that. Like you kind of have to find those last few percentage details to make your gait your own and make it work.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when we do our camps on the roads and stuff, and when you teach your riders, I'm sure it's like you have your base that you get them to do, because that is what's the most efficient that we found in BMX to be used. But at the end of the day, once you doing it as much as we are as pros, you learn that there's some things that you need more than others. Things like rolling the wrist. I used to be a huge roll the wrist guy, and I still would teach kids to do that because that's the most efficient way, easiest way to come out of the start. But personally, I don't really find I need to roll my wrist very much anymore, because when I'm sprinting now, I actually have my wrists a little further back versus when they're forward. So I actually would have to move my hands on the grips. I would have to twist them back to be in my comfortable sprinting position. So that's something I've found over time now that I don't need as much as somebody else would need.
Totally. And your gait naturally changes over time as your body changes, as you get older, whatever. Like you might do something for a while and then it might not work anymore. You say you might do a slight adjustment and it'll work. And you kind of have to keep adapting to your riding and how you're feeling and everything. And it's funny, like you watch your gait one year and you watch the next year, and it happens gradually, but it might look decently different.
Mm-hmm. And but to the average person, it probably wouldn't look much different. But to you, you're like, that looks so weird. Like, what was I doing back then? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's so interesting how everyone has their own unique gait form, and as long as they get to a good position for their second, third pedal, who really cares how their snap is, honestly?
Yeah. Well, I think about the stance. Like, who cares what your stance looks like as long as you get to that efficient position, like you're saying, because you're not going anywhere when you're standing there. But as long as you move into that good spot, then do what you want to do. Yeah,
totally. So I think it's pretty cool, actually. On the women's side of things in Alabama, at least one that's super weird.
Super weird. Haven't seen that ever.
She's so strong on those flat hills.
Yeah, honestly, she was incredible. I mean, she's so strong and so powerful. Kind of saw the same three riders in the women's class, kind of same four that we saw in Phoenix doing well here. But I will say, like, there was some showing from some of the younger riders too that are maybe better on a flat hill than they are Supercross. Like Molly was looking really good out there on the flat hill. That she was looking really, really spicy out of the gate.
Delaney Vaughn's a really good rider too.
Yeah, Delaney, Felicia, Verhagen, those three were on it again for sure.
Yeah, shout out Molly Simpson, podium on the Sunday. Go Canada. Yeah. Go Canada, baby.
Oh, Canada, baby.
Yeah. Big podium. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool to say. Cool to see. I was gonna say that first jump was extremely tricky for the ladies. My gosh. The tabletop was pretty tall.
Yeah.
Pretty tall out of the gate. The men were able to pull onto it, which was must and needed. You had to do it. There was no option because the lip was extremely steep. It was like hitting a wall. But for the ladies, it was, I'd say, it was too tall for most of them to pull onto, and they were kind of just getting launched off the tabletop, which made it really tough for them. But I think I did see Verhagen pull onto it a couple motos. I don't know if it happened in the final. But if she was, that would have been a big game changer for her because nobody else was really able to do that.
Yeah, the first jump, like it looked sneakily difficult. Like I saw some people mess it up and some big crashes. Like it didn't. If you didn't tell me it was hard, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But after you say that and watching it, it did look tricky.
Yeah, the funny thing is, it was the two tabletops. The easiest jump in BMX, the tabletop. Those two tabletops on the first straight were the trickiest jumps on the track, I would say, or at least they were two make or break jumps because if you didn't pull the tabletop properly, I mean, you lost some ground. You really need to pull it and get on the gas, but you also had to suck it up so much. So it was pretty tricky. And then the tabletop down the first straight, I mean, it was different in different parts of the track. So the middle, it was extremely lippy and kicky. 1 and 2, it was pretty rolled off the top. Outside, it was a little bit more rolled than whatnot. So, I mean, it was tricky. And then there was probably 5 or 6 guys that were pull manualing that one as well. And that was big bonus, big game changer as well.
You know how we typically, and when I say we, I mean, as a BMX world, we kind of complain about jumps if the lip's different on one side and all that.
Yeah.
Like in motocross, shit's just so different. And like it's an advantage to be in one gate, whatever, because the rod and all this. I think I'm kind of okay with different lips on the jump.
Are you?
Yeah. Like we don't need everything to be absolutely perfect everywhere. Like let's fucking adapt and ride.
You guys, everyone listening, this is a retired guy talking right now. This is a big retired guy.
You know what, to be honest though, when people would say the lip's different, I actually never really noticed. I got at a race on like a Supercross first jump or something.
I'm speechless right now. Well, this is also like you not noticing things on your bike that would be ticking or tingling or banging around.
I just didn't really care, yeah. But other people look so different. I'm like, whatever, dude, just go jump it.
But I mean, I think it's different in moto because the track changes constantly, so it's different. But in BMX, like somebody made that lip to be like that way for months or years on end. So I mean, I always think like it's the inside lane should always have the advantage, but I don't want to see somebody have an advantage just because the track's different. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. Yeah. But no, in that same sense, I mean, talking about that tabletop you saw in the final in day 2 when Larson and Joris were battling for it. Joris was one of those guys pulling onto the jump and he pulled onto it right as Cam was kind of trying to sprint at it. That's when they ended up coming together because Cam didn't pull onto it. So he gave Joris that advantage, actually, I think, getting more speed, bumped Cam. But just showed like if you were able to do some of those trickier lines, it paid off.
Yeah, and I think being able to pull something like that on the first straight, if you can do it, should be an advantage. Like, because that's a
big time.
The skill we hardly ever use in BMX now is like a big pull or a pull manual. But like in that instance, if you can do it, it's way faster, and you should be rewarded because it can be a tough skill. And another track, like I said, it reminds me a lot of Nashville, but Nashville was the same kind of thing. I think it was a tabletop or something. If you pulled it, it was way faster. It was a pretty gnarly pull on that first straight too, because you're going so fast. That thing's a wall, and if you bonk, you're dead. So, dude, I mean,
and talk about,
dude, that was terrifying. Like pulling that jump at Nashville was scary as shit.
I never did it. I was younger when I raced that track, but never did it. Talk about scary ass or pull manual, and it was different on the inside versus the outside. The inside was probably like a foot taller than it was on the outside.
And I think when I raced there, I only went there the one year. I think I just tapped it because I didn't want to risk pulling it or something.
No, because it's so tall. Like the pull manual is a lost art in our sport these days.
Yeah.
So it's not something we practice constantly. And our bikes, we've all started to make a little bit longer. So pulling stuff, it gets harder.
Yeah.
And going that speed, like if you're not
Very.
like 100% confident you're going to get it on top, you could be going over the bars really quickly.
Yeah. And I've kind of like, if there's a jump, for instance, I kind of raced by this motto. If you could do a line that's faster, but it's riskier over the course of the day, it's better to do something you don't really have to think about and just go fast. And so even a pull's marginally faster, sometimes it's simpler just to sprint at it and hammer your bike down and try and get over it, even if it's marginally slower. But then it's also good to have the skill where you can pull it and if you need to, and it's faster. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart way to do it, because you don't want to be trying to do something that's 50-50 make percentage in like mid pack in a race, you know?
Yeah. And
that's never a go-to.
No. And for instance, if there's a tough, like if there's a triple manual or something that's pretty tech and it's faster, if you look over the course of a race day, you might mess it up a lap or two and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, true.
Like
True.
unless you need it, like it's good to have, if you need it, do it. I don't know. I like that motto.
That's a really good, I think it's a great motto. I mean, the pull manual wasn't something I was doing constantly, but a couple of times I got cut off and I'd coast after the double. So I'd pull onto the jump just because, I mean, I had it in the bag, could do it, wasn't confident to do it, 100% effort, but I'd pull it out when I needed it, kind of deal. So it's smart. You're right. I mean, sometimes I feel like I should just practice the hard line more often, and just because I know I can do the easy line. So why don't I just practice the hard line the whole practice session and then just be more comfortable with it when it comes to racing? Sometimes I have that thought that I wish I would do. So I thought about that after the fact at Circle City. Was like, why didn't I just practice the pull pedal manual on that tabletop the entire time I was practicing?
Because I think also at a race though, in practice, like you don't have endless time. And so you're looking for the fastest, most efficient way you can do pretty much right away. Like you don't have a day or two or whatever to work on something. So you
it's a good point. Yeah.
I can do this in 2 laps and I got it. Boom, done.
True.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something you can quickly get done with, and then you can just work on going fast.
Isn't it funny though, how sometimes you get cut off or whatever and you'll just bring out a pull manual you have never done? Like
it's insane how you just do that.
Like you never pull manual something, you get chopped, and all of a sudden you just rip off this sick pull manual on like a deep ass double.
And it's like, where the hell did that come from? Somebody else like see you do it and they'll be like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I don't know what just happened, bro.
I don't know, bro. I just had to do it. I don't know.
Had to do it. Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah. Anything else on Bama?
Sousa was looking really spicy down the first straight. I got to say that.
Yeah, they were. I was gonna say
Sousa.
That reminded me. Shout out to the Florida boys, Jay Smooth and Sousa, pulling.
Yeah, they were pulling again, man. That was tough. Isaac was there; he was pulling as well. So it was pretty tough this week. It was tough racing. I mean, I got semi'd all weekend. I was just a semi guy, unfortunately. Funny stories that people that weren't at the race probably didn't see. So first day in the semi, what happened? I was in like 6th place. Somebody got put up in the little 90 and I passed them. So I was going to set up, I think it was like Corbin. I wanted to try to pass him in the last straight. So mistakenly went wide into the last turn, thinking I could gain some speed. And of course, Freddie, South American, came under me in the last turn for 5th, put me up, and I couldn't make a run. It's pretty frustrated, but it was my fault for going that wide, leaving it open.
Yeah.
Freaking day 2, I was, what was I doing in day 2? I'm just trying to remember how I got into the situation. But anyways, going into the last turn. Oh yeah. So Freddie was in 5th. He got put up. He was battling for 4th, got put up in the 90. I went under Freddie. I passed him. Going into the last turn, I was like, okay, I'm going to make a run at 4th again down the last straightaway. Once again, coming into the last turn, I didn't go wide in this turn, but I was going to set up this guy for the last straight. Once again, Freddie comes in, takes me up the turn for 5th place. So first of all, that happened. Then because he came under me like very last minute, because I wasn't going wide. Like I was carving it probably mid to low. So he came under me. And as soon as I put my head up, I kind of saw them and I kind of veered off and basically went over the end of the turn. As I'm rolling over the end of the turn, I'm rolling over the backside of it. I start going down the hill. I go right towards a mud pit. My front wheel hits the mud pit. I like jackknife, go basically over the bars and just splat right into the mud pit. Unbelievable.
Hell of a lap. That is.
Are you shitting me?
That's a sweet lap. I've definitely that instance has definitely happened to me where I got like went off the track and hit something and flipped the bars. And you just feel like such an idiot.
you feel like an absolute jackass, first of all. But then you even get up and you're just caked in mud. You feel like a moron.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, are you fucking serious?
I embrace it. Like the fans were like right there along the fence. I literally walked the entire last straight covered in mud on one side. That was a taxi moment. Like I didn't want anybody to see me walking off the track at that point.
Hey,
get me out of here!
Those moments that you're just walk of shaming across the last straight, like, wow, sick.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, fuck.
I was gonna actually. That reminds me. I meant to ask you, how was it racing the B main?
Wasn't awesome.
No, yeah,
I wasn't stoked about it.
Yeah, first time.
So I told people in the first show, like if I was in the situation, I would do the B main.
Yeah,
and I did. I second guessed it the first day because I had 3 days of racing. I was like, I even texted Robert, coach. I was like, "You want me to race?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, well, I should." But my reasoning was, I have 2 more days of racing. It was already up to that point. It had already been 5 laps of racing the B main. Would have been the 6th lap of the day, and I was like, "Okay, if I got to do this 2 more days, I'm going to be exhausted."
Yeah.
Anyways, decided to do it anyways. I kind of didn't take it seriously enough the first day when I thought I could have just kind of goofed off and realized that there was like, I knew the whole shot was up for grabs and whatnot. And I should have taken it a little more seriously. I ended up getting second, even though USA BMX claimed that I got third because I got line nipped by Freddie. Of course, Freddie line nipped me at the finish line for second. He didn't, first of all. Nobody checked the film. He never line nipped.
Just gave it to him?
I'm pretty sure the announcers called it and they just gave it to him. But I promise you, as a rider what place you got.
Generally know, yeah.
I know I got second place. And I yelled at Freddie when he was coming across the finish line. I was like, "Don't be doing that, buddy," as a joke. Like, don't be doing that. Don't be lining me for second in a fucking B main, buddy. Come on.
You make any money for the B main?
I made like $160 for second. And then the second day I got 5th and made like $200 because there was one more rider in our class.
120 was third or second you made?
Was third because they gave me third place money.
I mean, it's not bad. Like at least you made a bit of money still.
Yeah. And like, so the second day I raced it because we had one more rider. The second day there was actually more money for the B main. So I actually made like $200 the second day.
Why not? I mean, yeah, why not?
So, and I didn't even whole shot. I didn't make the win. The second day though, I felt bad. It was a bummer. The second day we were in the B main, there was like 5 of us. And I was jokingly going to try to put Freddie over the last turn because of him putting me over and whatnot. Awesome. And it would have been hilarious. And I was like just ready to do it. And then unfortunately he unclipped down the first straight and actually banged his knee up pretty good, unfortunately. So it was tough to see.
Hashtag heal up Freddie.
Yeah, heal up Freddie. That was it. When someone does their knee like that, it's never good. So
no.
Yeah. So yeah, I did them. Not stoked about doing them. It's not something I want to be doing, but because there's money up for grabs, I'll do them.
We may have another person for the LSKD giveaway here.
All right.
Call chat or whoa, I just fucked that up. Caller number 3. Caller number 3 on Chatter Radio. You're live.
Hey, how's it going? This is Dusty.
Dusty, are you wanting to enter the LSKD giveaway?
I was actually calling because you guys are talking about the B main, and that's what I want to talk about. But,
okay, no, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
So, good job on racing the B main there. It looked like there was more people in the B main this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Except for one person was obviously missing both days.
Who was it?
Romain.
Oh, Romain didn't race it.
No, he never raced it. No.
Both days.
Romain's not a big B main guy, is he? Because he didn't race it in Phoenix either, huh?
No. Well, Phoenix, Phoenix
hurt.
he didn't because he was hurt. But even here, he's like, no, he didn't want to be there racing it. He didn't care.
Yeah, no, he didn't do it in Phoenix, but he had a pretty good crash there.
Yeah,
I didn't see him go down this weekend, so I was wondering, since you're his campmate, if you had any insight into that.
I won't speak for him, but I do know that like he's somebody that's not too concerned about it. I mean, he wasn't too stoked on racing the track being on the flat hill. He was having a tough time with that because we had been riding Supercross the whole time. And someone like him, once he'd made his mind up that he wasn't really feeling it and that he didn't really want to be racing it, he just called it and said no. That was really it. There wasn't really much else to it.
Okay. He just wasn't into it, I guess.
Yeah,
but
not really.
I think on
I was just gonna say he's one of those guys like he likes to race for the win. And if he's not going for the win, then he's like, I'll just save my legs for another time.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually didn't. I know you guys are riding Supercross, but I would have thought he would have felt pretty good on the flat hill just because he's naturally pretty good at that.
I mean,
day two, the announcers kind of noticed it too because they made a little comment if you were watching the USA BMX stream, something about racers race and we'll call you out, something like that. But I don't know.
He's good friends with like Grindle and them who do the announcing and stuff. So I'm sure they would have loved to give him a hard time. Just as buddies. So
they should do a rider. Whoever doesn't race the BMX, they should do a call out with the announcer. That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about the Vet Pro yet?
No, we haven't talked about it. I actually didn't see it, but I heard the action was really good. I didn't see the vet main.
Yeah.
Really good action.
Yeah. I tell you, putting Barry in there it's awesome to watch Barry and Mosquito and Tyler go at it. I mean,
totally. Especially because
it gets wild.
Yeah, they're all good. And Barry's really entertaining because he's got that style too that just looks like he is going for it, but he also has the style that makes it look like he's going for it. And he's good around the track and people just love watching him too. He's just entertaining.
He's typically not a fast starter either. So he's always trying to make moves coming back, which is really awesome. It's cool to see.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, sure. My son's here listening too. He wants to say something to you.
Okay. Join the show, buddy.
Yeah, join the show, dude.
What do you want to tell them? You want to tell them that you're a fast racer? Okay. That's what you want to tell them? All right.
We're gonna feature him.
All you want to tell you.
We're gonna feature him on Coffee Chatter when he wins the AA Pro title.
What do you think? You gonna be like Connor one day?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's just bouncing around like 5-year-olds do. But cool. That's all I got for you guys.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks for calling in.
All right, later.
Chat soon.
Later, Dustin.
Yeah, Bama. That's Bama, I think.
I think that's pretty much Bama. I think you'll hear in the Chatter TV episode. I mean, it was the track worked to race on. It was a good first straight battle. Turned into a little bit of single file action, but it wasn't an awesome track to ride, but it worked for racing.
Yeah. And we're on to, what's the next race? Where are we on to? We're on to where?
On to Rock Hill, back on the Supercross Hill, baby. Get me some of that. I know that a few people like myself, I mean, Romain would be. I know Lauren's ready for some Supercross act. Get us on the big hill, baby.
Gold medals and gold medals.
We're on to Rock Hill.
We're on to Rock Hill.
In other news, weekly golf check-in was a huge fucking week in the golf world last week.
Let's do it. Weekly golf check-in, baby.
This is what I imagined when I was hitting my last when I put in my last par putt on the 18th hole. This is the voice I heard.
Never see it, but here it is.
Anything ever intimidate you?
What happened? Wait. What happened?
Because we had
Many doubted we'd ever see it, but here it is.
No, it's supposed to show it.
Because we had one tournament when I was at the Junior World.
Oh, that was devastating. I was so excited to play that clip. God damn
it. They said it couldn't be done.
Here it is.
Many doubted we'd ever see it, but here it is. The return to glory.
Oh, that's absolutely
announcement.
gold.
That's what Jim Nance was saying as I made my last par putt to win the Vancouver Golf Tour event at Meadow Gardens in the Flight A amateur division. That was what I heard when I made my 5-foot par putt to shoot 79 and win by 2.
I fucking love it, T. That's so sick. Honestly, you win a tournament got me so hyped when I heard that last week.
I was so stoked. Yeah. I played pretty well. I had like 5 putts slip out and I had to take 3. I put 3 balls in the hazard. So I had to take 3 penalty drops and still shot 79 on 1. So I was pretty stoked. Had a full mixed bag, full mixed bag on the 18 holes, actually.
Yeah. You telling me about it sounded like it was just like someone you were grinding out there, basically. Like you're hitting some birdies, a lot of pars, but a few mess holes too that you had to grind through.
Yeah. Had a couple clutch par saves, made 3 birdies. Yeah, good round. 79 by 2. Yeah.
It's a good score, especially for a tournament score, especially for one that you haven't really been playing many rounds. I know you've been grinding on your swing a lot, but you haven't really been playing as many rounds as, like, say, last year, midsummer, right?
Yeah, I've been grinding on the swing a lot, grinding on the range the last few weeks, or last few months, I should say. So it's cool, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna start playing some more competitive golf. So I'm gonna play some more tournaments the next couple months too.
I like it a lot. It must be so much different having to. So in golf, when you play with your buddies, everyone just gives people putts. Oh, that's good. It's a foot away. Yeah, that's good, buddy. Whatever. But in a tournament, you don't get any of those. You got to putt it in every single time. That must be nerve wracking.
Yeah, let me tell you, even like 2 or 3 foot putts in a tournament are like pretty stressful. Like when we're just playing us, we just kind of go up and fucking hit it in, and it's just whatever. But in a tournament, when you're literally got like 3 feet for par, it's not an easy putt.
No, I can imagine not, especially if it's on the wrong side of the hole. If you're playing a break-in putt, the downhill breaker, that's not a putt you want. You want that uphill safe one that, I mean, we always joke about, I always joke about I'll be on that safe side of the hole, but it's like in a tournament, you really need that.
Yeah. And it's just fun to be in competition. Like in my warm up, went to the range, I had my headphones in, and I was just in the fucking zone. Like I was warming up for a World Cup at Papendal or something. I mean, I was just in the zone. It's so fun to actually be in like that competition mindset. Obviously I'm not an idiot. I know it's a small tournament and whatever, but just to be like in an actual competitive setting is super fun, and just feel nervous. And yeah, it's really cool.
I feel excited to have some pressure on you again.
Totally. Yeah. And
the
first tee shot is it's pretty nerve wracking because they're like, well, from Vancouver region, Tori Nyhog, and then people clap. It's just like it's just like what they do on TV.
That's so sick. That is really cool. I didn't know how they did the starting or anything like that, or if we just walk up there and hit it. That's cool that they do that. That makes it pretty special, I feel like.
No, yeah, there's banners around the first tee. It's right by the practice greens, and then they announce your name. You just got to go up and hit your first tee shot. It's not.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it's really sick. It's not super. The first tee shot is nerve wracking. Like after the first tee shot, that's the hardest part of the round is the first tee shot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit a 4-iron off the first tee, and I okay. So first of all, I'm getting to my ball on the tee, whenever do warm up swings, pick my target, and I'm addressing my ball, and I go to double check my target a couple times, and there's a coyote walking across the tee box in front of me, just in my line.
Talk about a distraction right off the bat.
Yeah, and anyway, I hit the ball, made good contact, and I look up, and I had no idea where it went. I couldn't see it, and I was like,
boy,
I had no idea. Like sometimes you look up and you don't see your ball.
Yeah.
I felt like I made really good contact, so I wasn't like super worried, but I was like, I just kind of said out loud to who I was playing with. I was like, oh, do you see it? And then the guy who was announcing, he was like, yeah, you're all right. And I looked, and it was the left side of the fairway.
Oh, thank God.
We're in play. Like we got to get the first tee shot in play. We got to keep it simple, get a par and walk off the first hole. And I did. Yeah. So that was cool.
It's crazy how much it's just like, just get through the first hole and then we play golf.
Yeah. I was like, just hit the green on the first hole, give yourself a birdie putt, take your par and move on. And that's exactly what I did. And it was good. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's what you're looking for, really.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Congrats, pal. That's so sick.
Yeah. Thanks. Pretty stuff.
That's seriously so sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to playing some more competitive golf.
Frickin' rights. What is the grouping you're in right now? When do you have to move to the next grouping down?
I'm going to soon. So I'm a 5.9 handicap, and it's 5.1 to 10 handicap is my flight. So when I drop one more point, which will be pretty soon, I'll have to go to 0 to 5, which is pretty tough. But
that's gonna be that'll be tough. Eh?
But it'll be fun. Yeah, I like playing with players that are better than me. It brings out my best game.
I totally get you that. It's funny how like even when I play with you and if we play with like Josh, Travis, Ryan, like the better we like people are playing, the better we kind of all play. If we just go shoot the shit with some randos that are just playing like crap, I end up playing like crap.
I know. I like playing with better players. And it's funny because at the golf course I'm a member at, often I'll just go and play 9 by myself or just join a group because I can't always meet up with people to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I play way better with like good players because then you'll play with some randoms and some old dudes who are just like play once a week and they just want to hang out and just talk a lot, whatever.
Yeah.
And like you'll hit a shot and it's not a good shot, but they're just so bad. They're just trying to get the ball in the air. So you'll hit a shot and it's terrible. And they'll be like, wow, great shot. And you're like, well, no, it's not. They'll be like, you can't be a dick and say like, it's not, but it's just fucking annoying.
It is annoying because they do it so often. You're like, no, it's not. Like, shut up. It's not a good shot.
Just
I'm better than this. It was a bad one.
Just because I'm getting the ball in the air every time, like my shots aren't good, man. Wait,
Well,
there's no,
getting the ball in the air is not the goal here.
there's no way to say that without sounding like an asshole. Like you just, you know,
Next time the guy gives you a compliment, just be like, mind your own business, bro. Worry about your own ball, okay?
don't patronize me.
Don't patronize me.
Or like,
That'd be
you
so
know, it's
funny.
knowing you'll hit a shot. And like, I play so much golf now. I know like the second I look, or generally even from the contact, but the second I look, I know where it's going and if it's going to be good or not.
Mhm.
And I'll like look up and I'll be like, oh, that's fucked. And then like, they'll be like talking about like, oh, good shot. Oh, it's looking pretty good. And in my mind, I'm like, it's not going to be good. Like,
It's not.
first of all, don't talk to my ball.
First of all, that's my ball. Only I talk to my ball. Thank you.
It's so funny. You can't help but talk to your own ball a lot of the time.
No, you hit it and instantly, you're like, okay, come on, move left.
Yeah.
You're like, fade.
Yeah.
No.
It's so
Always.
true. Like you're like, fucking hang on, get a kick.
Sit, bite, anything.
No, yeah. Speaking of which, I walk onto the second to last hole. And for some reason, this hole is not difficult. And yet you could literally line up. So first of all, the left is all hazard, as you know, James.
Yep.
Left is all hazard, which means it's all bush. Like you fucking can't hit it left. And you have a mile and a half to the right. You can hit it anywhere. It's so
Pretty
open.
much anywhere. Yeah, the whole course is to the right.
You could literally line up 90 degrees and hit a tee shot. You'll be in play. So,
It's just fine, yeah.
and yet I always put my ball in the hazard, and it's the most infuriating thing in the world because of the reasons we just said. So I line up on the tee box. I'm playing well on the back nine. I'm even par on the back nine, and I'm playing well on the back nine. Found a groove with my swing. It's going great. So I aim way right. I'm taking left way out of play. I'm not even gonna fuck with the left side. Go to hit it. I feel like I hit a good shot, make good contact. I look up and it's going left, and I just yell, "God, fuck you!" as loud as I could.
It's awesome.
In golf, you can't help it. Like when you hit a bad shot like that, you just can't help it. You got to swear.
You got it. Seriously, it brings so much satisfaction to me, and it calms me down so much if I just yell and swear to my ball when I hit a bad shot.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I know. And I never got angry like that in BMX, but in golf, it happens all the time.
Well, BMX, you don't have time for it. Golf, like
True, yeah.
the amount of time the golf ball is in the air while you hit a driver is like the amount of time a BMX race takes in your head when you're racing.
Yeah.
It happens so quickly that it's just like you mess something up in your head. You're like, God damn it. But you're still racing. And then all of a sudden it's over.
Yeah.
You hit the bad shot. Instantly, you're like, God damn it. And then you're just watching it get worse and worse and worse.
Sickening feeling. You're just like, well, I'm screwed.
Well, here we go. I'm going to be taking a drop.
You're already,
That's awesome.
before the balls even hit the ground, you're taking another ball out of your bag. Right?
Oh, too funny.
So anyway, that was the golf check-in. We'll get back to BMX now.
Love to hear it. I love it.
Sylvan's social media check-in. I hate that guy. I saw Bacardo's post. Did you see Bacardo's post today?
Just, quickly. I think I read most of it. So, yeah, I thought it was... Kid's got a good head on his shoulders, I think, to be honest, reading that post.
Yeah, here, I'll read
I think
it.
it's very honest and very true. So, yeah, if you can read it out to everyone, yeah.
I'll search it here. But yeah, I thought I'd just like to touch on it because where the hell is his Instagram? Why isn't it coming up? Oh, yeah. There it is. Yes.
There it is.
By the looks of it, he had a rough weekend. He said, I love BMX, but man, this shit can be tough at the top level. Struggling a bit to find my confidence, and I just feel defeated. Just have to work harder and work on my struggles. I will figure it out and won't stop trying until I do. And that just sums up BMX and sport. It's such a roller coaster. I mean, every sport is, but I think especially ours because it's so unpredictable and there's so many fast people and so much can happen. And I remember so many times I was so down after a bad, it sucks. You train hard, you go to the race and get smoked or whatever, doesn't work out. And you're just like, wow, like what do we even do now? And it's so frustrating. If I could give myself one piece of advice, it'd be like, if I give my younger self, and it's so easy now being able to see things objectively and not racing, but like, just enjoy the roller coaster because that's sport and you're going to have super low times, but then you improve and you're going to be back in the main and on the podium. And I wish I could tell myself that because I was so hard on myself at times. And I know I'm sure Anthony is, and everyone in our sport as well is, because that's why they're a high achiever and that's why they're going to do well in the sport. But at the same time, like just enjoy the whole roller coaster, enjoy all the experiences, because at the end of your career, you'll be able to look back and be in awe of what you went through and what you accomplished. And it's all just part of it. No one has an easy road. No one has an easy road to the top. It doesn't exist.
I think I think anybody can take that piece of advice and kind of put that towards their life, and especially in sport, because we all need to hear that. Sports sucks sometimes, honestly. BMX sucks sometimes. I can speak from my own personal experiences that like you can grind for months on end, think you're doing everything perfectly, and you get to a race and you feel like you haven't improved at all. And you've been in the gym posting new numbers, personal best, you've been sprinting personal best. You go to a race and you feel better than ever. You feel like you've improved, but your result doesn't change. And it fucking sucks, honestly. It's one of the most like worst feelings you get, but you're like, what am I supposed to do differently? What did I do wrong? And like, I feel like I'm doing everything right, but nothing's changing, and it sucks. But it's like that grind, that little thing burning inside you that makes you want to just keep pushing, keep trying to get better. There's a few people that have it, and the people that do, it's gonna come around eventually, I think.
Yeah, and those moments that you're really struggling or have a bad race, it's weird. You completely forget about all the good races you've had, and it feels like you just suck. Which is
straight up, yeah.
And it's like, look at Anthony. Rode great at the Grands, should have podiumed. Rode great in Phoenix, was pretty unlucky with crashing. I think it was the first day, and then he has a bad race now. So if you look at his short career so far in elite, he's doing great. Obviously he expects a lot out of himself, but yeah, just enjoy the roller coaster, enjoy the ride, keep grinding, and you're going to come through the other side. That's just sport. And it's so easy to, like I said, to say it now as I'm not racing, but I wish I could tell myself that when I was younger, because just to be a bit kinder to myself. Like, I think as high achievers, all of us, we're very hard on ourselves.
Yeah. We see the potential either from a result or from knowing what we haven't done right. We see the potential that we have. And when we don't kind of live up to that potential that we believe we have, it just feels like we're constantly letting ourselves down. That's a constant mental battle with ourselves on the track. Like, if you've gotten the result before, you're like, why can't I get it now? What's changed? What's different? If you haven't got the result, but you're like, you've been making a mistake somewhere, something isn't as good. You're like, why am I making that damn mistake every time? It's like that kind of thing. Yeah. It wears on you. It's tough.
For sure. And I think a key to that too is like, don't just say, oh, I did shitty, I'm going to train hard. Like, realize why you did poorly. It might be a variety of things. It might be something technical, physical, whatever, but work on that. Like, really dive deep into why you don't think you did well. And there may not be a specific reason, but if there is, work on that specific reason.
Yeah, no, 100%. You can't just beat the dead horse or whatever they say. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I've gone through that struggle before a lot, where I'm like, okay, I didn't do well this weekend. I just need to keep pushing harder, but I don't change anything. I just keep pushing harder. Well, what does that mean? I'm pushing as hard as I can every time. So how can I go back and push harder than I was before and expect something different when I've been already pushing as hard as I can? You gotta find something different, find something, a new groove to go in.
Yeah. 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah. It's tough. Sports sucks. I'm someone that's like, I've been working on trying to get a faster start for my entire career, and I feel like it hasn't happened. But really, it's improved. It's just I don't want to be behind the fastest guys. I want to be the fastest guy. And it's like that's everyone in our sport though. Everyone's that person where they're like, I don't want to be getting cut off. I want to be the guy cutting people off. That's the tough part. Everybody's doing that same thing. Yep. Everyone has that hunger inside them to do that. So.
And sports ruthless. It's not fair. Like, it's just not.
No, it's really not. You can do everything right. You can train as good as you can. You can be training better than the person next to you, and they can still go out there and beat you on the day. Yeah. And you just have to be willing to accept that. Yeah. And fuck, it's tough. Hey. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, all of you guys enjoy the roller coaster. It's what sport's about. I think as the late Kobe Bryant said, rest in peace. What a legend. He once said, the dream is it's not being there winning the championships or, winning the games, being there in the moment. The dream is working as hard as you can every day for that goal. It's waking up early. It's putting that time in. It's going in the gym, lifting those weights. Personally, I'll be honest with you, I think I enjoy those moments more than if I won a race. It'd be sick to win a race, but like that daily grind of just like pushing each other, racing against like head to head with your training partner, whatever. That's the fucking dream right there. Yeah. Being able to do that every day and just your job is to train is
is very special. Think about how many people go to an office job they don't like, or I don't know, do something they don't like for a living, and all of us are able to do something we love, which is extraordinary.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a big thing a lot of us forget or don't remember sometimes. And somebody reminds us and we're like, well, shit, yeah, it's pretty good. Is that, yeah, our job is to fly around the country, riding bikes, racing BMX. I mean, me and Romain were pissed one day that it was windy in Florida and it was raining when we were doing sprints. And I looked at it, I was like, we're getting really upset for no reason. Our job is literally to be here riding our bike as fast as we can. I mean, I'll take that over a desk job any day.
No kidding. Absolutely. In other news, people still in the chat, you can still call in and do the LSKD giveaway if you like, or do the true and false segment. If no one calls in, we'll just finish the true or false segment ourselves. But if you'd like to win yourself a hat or a towel, please call in and do the true or false segment. It'll be fun. I made some good ones and I don't want them to go to waste.
Tori put in some time and some effort into this.
I did. We got 6 more, so maybe 2 more people can do it. So don't be dumb, people. Phone in. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. I just want to let you know how stressful I was getting ready for the show here. So after racing on Sunday, Romain and I drove back to Orlando. He's staying there to fly home. So I stayed a night in Orlando with him, and then I had to go get my rental car while he returned his rental car. So we had to do a whole rental car swap. Can we just take a moment, pause on that? Can we take a moment on how annoying rental car companies are? Like I hate them. That you go to the counter and you're going to pay for your rental car. You've already like, you haven't prepaid, but you've selected what you want online. First of all, when you select the car you want online, half the time you show up, you don't even get that exact car.
No, you don't.
It's bogus.
Yeah.
And normally you're paying that money because you're like, oh, I like that car, I'm going to get that one. So anyways, you do that. Then you go to get their stuff, and they're trying to push things on you. So the first one they try to push on you is the toll pass. They're like, do you know
a toll pass?
Always. So I got a story about this too. So, but the lady's like, you do know about Florida and their tolls? I was like, yes. And she's like, so you know you need one? I was like, no, I know I'm fine. I don't need the toll pass, but thank you. So this is now a side note. The guy next to me was coming back from his trip. He starts getting mad at the guy, basically saying, like, you guys told me I need a toll pass. I never went through one goddamn toll the whole trip. And was like getting mad at the person. It was hilarious. Shit. It was hilarious. I walked out before it ended, so I didn't get to hear it, but it was funny as hell. And then the second one was the insurance. Man, they just
always.
They try to drive the insurance down your throat. And I looked, she's like, which insurance package would you like to purchase? And I was like, actually, my insurance is covered, but thank you very much. She's like, no, you need to buy the liability or the collision, one of the two. I can't remember which one. I was like, no, actually, I'm okay. My Visa card covers me for travel insurance with the car or whatever. So I'm fine. She's like, I need to see documents. And I was like,
wow,
you're the first person to ever ask me to see this. I was like, it's covered. It's fine. I'll be okay. Thank you. She's like, I need to see it. So I looked something up on the internet. I was like, first of all, I need your Wi-Fi. This is another story. I have no Wi-Fi right now. I was like, first of all, can you give me your Wi-Fi password?
This sounds super fun.
Yeah. I go up on Safari and I just look up basically a random PDF document that I found on the RBC website that shows that I have it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's somewhere in here. Like, here you go. She's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I was like, somewhere in there, it shows that I have insurance. She's like, am I supposed to scroll through this?
Yeah. What do you want me to do? You asked.
Yeah.
I gave it to you.
I don't have like a document, a piece of paper that shows that I am insured. Like I'm telling you, like nowhere do I have to provide you with this information for me to rent the car. So she kind of scrolls through in her finger and she's like, okay. And just gives me my phone back. She didn't look at anything. So clearly she didn't need any documents.
No.
She never did. She's trying to scare me into purchasing the extra insurance.
Yeah. There's always the toll pass. There's the, do you want to upgrade? You can upgrade for $10.99 a day. And then there's the insurance scam. Because
unbelievable.
I have the same. I got insurance on my Visa card, I think, for myself, and then I got insurance from BCA for like the car and like a third party or something. So I never need it anyway, and they always still push it on you.
Mm-hmm. Every time. Thankfully, my parents always reminded me. They're like, just remember, like you're covered. You don't need it. I'm like, okay, thank you. Because when in that moment, it's hard to have ground to stand on. You telling me as a regular person, you just remember all the documents you signed for insurance and you know that you're covered. You don't know for a fact.
Yeah.
Somebody has to remind you and tell you like you're fine.
And then,
so it's like, no wonder so many people just buy it.
And then it's funny, like they'll hand you the contract and they'll be like, okay, so you got to sign in like 18 different places. Like, okay, sign here. You're declining the insurance. You're declining this. And you're like, wow, fuck you. They kind of make you feel like, well, I'm declining everything here. Like, what am I actually getting here?
Yeah. They make you feel like you're just signing your life away. And like, if anything happens, you're just liable for everything. But really, you know that you actually have insurance. It's just not theirs.
Yeah, and then like there's like an airport tax, there's a fucking car fee.
Oh my
there's
God.
like 18 different fees attached to the actual total.
You got to see one of the fees I got this time.
Unbelievable.
I got an 80 cents. There was like one random one for 83 cents or something per day or something. It was like a battery charge fee. What the fuck is an 83-cent battery charge fee?
They're like, there's like a restocking fee, a parking fee, an airport fee, a municipality fee, a toll fee, and like, wow, guys, like this is awesome. You just made up a bunch of fees for just to make money. Awesome.
It's an absolute joke. It's so frustrating. I hate it every time.
Yeah.
There's the one company we use through Cycling Canada, actually, that I can use like in the US is Enterprise. No, it's National. National. I don't need anything. I don't have to see anybody. I literally book the car. I walk to the aisle. I choose whatever car I want and I drive out and I just hand them forms and I drive out. It's the best thing ever because can't stand the other ones.
That's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Want to get into some quick shots? We had a bunch actually from people.
Oh, do we? Great. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Do you have it on your phone?
I don't, because I'm actually on my phone right now.
All right, I'll read them off.
Okay.
From Sebastian Chavez, why didn't Elise and Joris race on Sunday's UCI race? Yeah. Do you know why they didn't? They didn't need to.
So they don't really need to, in the sense that the UCI points for them really don't mean anything right now. The only people that the UCI points are beneficial for are people that want to be world number one in the UCI ranking, or people like myself going for the Olympic individual spot. So I need the points. They don't. Joris wasn't interested in racing 3 days of racing. Elise probably wasn't either.
Yeah.
3 days is hefty on the body. So
3 days is
you can
tough,
just race 2 days that count toward the USA Championship. Do those 2 days and get out of there.
Yeah. From Dominique Ray, who is your all-time favorite pro racers to watch and amateur racers to watch? You know what? When I was younger, I actually loved watching Raymond van der Biezen. I thought he was sick.
Really? Hey, that's cool. That's a good one.
I loved his style. I thought it was super cool. So he's probably my favorite pro to watch when I was younger.
Okay. I definitely obviously liked watching Bubba when I got to see him. I didn't get to see him often, but I love to watch him.
Yeah.
I liked watching your guys' class, to be honest. I watched you, Corbin, and Connor. I know you guys were a little bit older, but I loved watching that class.
Yeah, we had a good group. I think when I was younger, I liked watching same kind of thing, but like Joey Bradford's age was 3 years older than me. So I liked watching that group.
Mm-hmm.
From Jared Sipnieski, why did we stop story time with Jason Carnes? we need to bring that back as a segment. Well, here's why, because it was a paid segment. So we did it as like an ad for him and just for fun. But yeah, it'd be actually pretty cool to have it back just as a fun story time segment.
Even if it's not every show, maybe we just have him back for once in a while. I miss the guy. I haven't seen him for a long time.
We do on the radio shows. Maybe we do
That'd
that.
be a good one. Yeah.
Maybe we do that next time.
We can just try it out sometime. Let's do that.
Yeah, that was a good one. Tony M. Hoffman. T-Hoff, if you could go back and change one thing about something in your career, what would it be? Start us off, James, because you're still in your career. It's tough because you're still in your career, but
yeah. Mine's pre-career, to be honest with you. Mine's pre-career, because I wish I could have started being more competitive and racing more competitive races from a younger age. Not from like a young age, but from like when I was like 15, 16, I played soccer and I stopped really racing BMX. Then once I got to junior, I started racing, and then that's all I wanted to do. And that's what I did. But I was never fast. I was never competitive at the younger age. So I always wish I started trying to be more competitive a little bit earlier, a little bit younger.
I think mine would be willing to change like technique and stuff a little bit earlier. Like we worked a lot on my gate form when I was, like 2015, 16 area. But I think I could have been more, I don't know the word, willing to like change and adapt and kind of evolve a little bit before that, where I think I could have got a bit more bang for my buck doing it a year or two before. And we did work on it, but I think kind of talking in circles here, but I think I could have invested in change a bit earlier in my career than when we did it, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I know where that comes from too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think you're working on something, but you look back and you're like, why didn't I actually invest in making the greater change that felt uncomfortable? That would have been really slow at the time. That maybe would have worked out better further down the road. Like I feel like that's what I've been doing the past few months here, is trying to dive into investing myself and being uncomfortable to be better later on.
Yeah, like I think I could have invested more in it. And for instance, we could have like kind of not stopped, but slowed down the other aspects of training and just done a shit ton of gates every week for a few months until we had like had it really dialed. But at the same time, I was younger and no one was really telling me to do that. And, you know, I had a team around me saying we need to do this. So it's kind of hard, but yeah, I think that's one thing I would have wished I would have done.
I wish I could have found a way to have a faster first rate from a young age and not have to worry about trying to get it fast now. Cause God damn, it's tough.
Thunder Midget, what pro race national do you think stands out so far in the likes of Racing Action riders standouts? I mean, I don't know if this means just this year or what. We'll go last year and this year. I think the Grands was cool. The Grands is always cool.
Yeah, we're just talking about a standout race. I was kind of confused by the question.
It says so far. So I don't know if he means this year or what, but if
like
it's
which races?
Yeah, if it's this year, I would say Cam Woods' win was pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Cam, didn't really get to see much of him this past weekend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He had I believe he had some issues with his back in practice a few days before the race. And then I'm not sure if that was affecting him through the weekend. I don't know if it was just a spasm, he said, or whatnot, but didn't really get to see much of him compared to what we saw in Phoenix.
Yeah. Last one, because I think we answered most of the other ones. From Adler Dinan, what kind of training does Joris do? Sprints, squats, and gates.
Pretty much, yeah. Does some sprints, does some work in the gym, and he does some gate work and some track work. It's almost frustrating that he doesn't do anything that crazy different or special. Like it's almost frustrating, because at least if he was, you could be like, oh well shit, I just wasn't doing what that. But it's
no one does.
Not.
No one does anything way different.
It's ridiculous. People do the similar things in different orders with different variations here and there. That's about it.
Yeah, timing and frequency is one of the most altered things. Everyone does generally the same thing. Your lifts and everything are going to change slightly, or the sets, but generally everyone does pretty much the same thing. But just the timing and frequency would vary quite a bit with coach to coach or rider to rider.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we say we end with the LSKD true or false segment, we'll just do it because no one else called in.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. LSKD true or false segment. You know what I just realized?
That the answers are already there?
That's exactly what I just realized.
Do you think I won't look at them? I have a few of my own. You read me the ones you wrote down, and I'll see if I haven't really looked at them.
Do you have a few of the ones that you've thought of?
Yeah, I wrote down a couple just in case.
All right, how many do you have written down?
Well, I think I have 3 written down.
Oh, perfect. I'll just say 4, and you do 3 of yours.
Okay.
Oh, we can't see you now, by the way.
I know. I'm coming back. I just had to read them to remember them.
Do you see the answers to the ones I wrote?
I didn't. I only read the last one, which was me. So don't ask me mine.
Okay.
And then the other ones go. Yeah.
All right. True or false? There is one other guy who won the Junior Worlds as a first-year junior besides Sam.
There was one other guy. Yes, there was. Malik Benlas. True.
When did Malik win the Worlds? That's not even who I was thinking. Sean Gain did it.
Oh, I thought Malik did. He didn't win the Worlds then? Why did I think?
I mean, you got it right, but the reason was wrong. But you got the question right.
Well, I thought. Oh, you want to know what it was? He got a second in his first year.
Okay, I mean, you got it right, but yeah.
Was that it?
But it was our pal Sean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sean.
Yeah.
God damn it, Shawnee.
Yeah, Sean. Kind of cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, for mine, Romain drives like a crazy person. And I close my eyes when the light turns yellow because I'm scared of what he's about to do.
True.
Yeah, very true.
Does he just run reds or what?
No, he doesn't put me in danger, but we get tired of stopping at lights and I don't feel comfortable seeing that we're going through a red light. So as long as I close my eyes, then I don't see the red and I still feel comfortable.
We get tired of stopping at red lights. Jesus Christ. Mark Willers won the 2008 Madrid World Cup. True or false?
2008 Madrid World Cup. I think. Okay, so on the last podcast with Cesar, he said somebody that he thought won it, but they didn't actually win it. So he thought Willers won it, but Willers actually got third, I think, or second or something. So no, Willers didn't win it.
Cesar got third at the Madrid 2008 World Cup.
Okay, yeah. And then who was, it wasn't Willers that won, though. No.
It was Arturs Madison's that won.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
No, I have no idea of the guy's riding at all. I never got to see him ever.
It was so good.
I wish I need to look more up because I've heard he was, yeah.
It was super good.
Yeah. Next one from me. Amanda Carr has a cat that jumps and sits on your shoulder.
True.
It's awesome.
It's like a little parrot.
It just jumps around. It jumped on my shoulder today. It was epic.
True or false? I got 5th in my first ever World Cup main.
What was your first World Cup main? Can I ask where it was?
Papendal 2011.
Oh, yeah, true.
False. I got 4th.
I should have known that because you were battling with. No, that wasn't the Herman battle, but there was 3 and you were okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Third one from me. After I crashed in the mud, I had to switch my grips before the B final because they were so caked.
False.
That was true too. Literally.
Really?
I'm telling you, I literally switched my pants. I switched my shoes. I switched my gloves. I had to switch my grips because I was so covered in mud.
God, that sucks.
It was terrible.
That really sucks. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
All right. Those are the only ones I got because we used the other ones, I think.
All right.
LSKD true or false segment. LSKD.com or .au. All right. I think that's all we got for Chatter Radio 15.
I think that was a great show. It was a little bit of a bummer. Nobody won the contest.
Maybe we'll do it again next time or something. We still got the stuff. We'll just do it again next time.
I think we'll have to do it again. We'll see. We'll do it again.
Thanks to people listening on YouTube. We saw you in the chat. We appreciate you guys tuning in live. Thanks to our callers. Yeah, I enjoyed chatting Bama. And you know what? If you want to go to bed to something really nice to listen to, just picture this.
Many doubted we'd ever see it. But here it is. The return to glory.
I love that fucking video clip.
Such a good one. I know exactly which one you're watching and talking about too.
Yeah, actually, you know what? We're going to end Get Well Soon, Tiger.
Get Well Soon, Tiger.
Get Well Soon, Tiger. Yep.
Thanks to the sponsors. Get Well Soon, Tiger.
ProGate Europe, winning starts with the Great Gate. We're talking Great Gate.
Guys, go get your track at Great Gate. You don't want to practice on a shitty gate. You want to practice on a great gate and have a great gate. Go to ProGate Europe.
Yep. CChatter10 at lskd.au for your next order, 10% off. Yeah, it's good stuff. Go check it out, guys.
Please do. Please do. And as you said, how cool was that to see all the players in red on the weekend? I almost teared up.
Yeah, that's super. I liked that a lot. That was super cool.
Gosh, so cool. So get well soon, Tiger.
Yeah, get well soon, Tiger. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Snap on green, kids.
Snap on green.